Okay, so we're all hearing about the incredible power of AI, right? It's everywhere. But let's get past the hype for a second. In this explainer, we're going to peel back the layers and really explore what it takes to build these systems, using the AI iceberg as our guide. And look, it's not just hype. AI has become this fundamental part of our world. It's in the customer support chats we use, our search results, our Netflix recommendations. It just works, so seamlessly that it honestly feels like magic, making our lives easier in ways we kind of take for granted now. But that's the thing about magic, isn't it? It's usually an illusion. So what's the hidden machinery? What are the complex systems, the really tough decisions, and the massive infrastructure that's required to make all that magic actually happen? That's the big question we're going to dive into. What we see every day? That's just the applications at the very, very top of the iceberg. They're the dazzling results for sure, but they are supported by this colossal, hidden structure underneath. Let's just look at a few of these real-world wonders. Okay, take the media world, for example. A sports league has hours upon hours of live commentary. Now, instead of a whole team spending their entire day manually editing that down, an AI can listen in, find the most exciting moments, and then generate a daily highlights podcast script in just minutes. That's a huge leap in efficiency. Or how about this? This is wild. Imagine a fleet of trucks with digital billboards. As a truck drives through a neighborhood known for, say, young families, the AI generates an ad specifically for them. A few miles later, it's in a business district, and boom, the ad changes again. That is hyper-relevance in motion. Or think about how AI can pull together all this different data for a better experience. You're in a theme park, you pull out your phone, and you ask the app, hey, what's a fun ride near me with a short wait? The AI instantly checks real-time park data, knows your location, and gives you a perfect personalized suggestion. Just like that. And the impact can be absolutely profound. I mean, in biotech, designing new proteins for medicine used to be this incredibly slow, painstaking process. Now, scientists can just tell an AI the properties they need, and it can generate thousands of potential protein sequences, literally cutting a process that took years down to just a few weeks. So those are the incredible things we see. But to understand how they're actually built, we have to dive below the surface. And the very first layer? It isn't code. It's a crucial strategic decision. And that decision is this. Is the AI you're building a feature, or is it the product? Is it something that just makes an existing service smarter, like a recommendation engine on a shopping site? Or is the AI technology itself the entire reason the company exists? This choice, right here, shapes absolutely everything that follows. Yeah, this one strategic choice has a huge domino effect on the business model. If your AI is the core product, you might take that venture capital route, aiming for massive, rapid growth, like a company such as Synthesia. But if it's a feature, or maybe a very niche tool, you might build what's called a micro SaaS, a bootstrapped, focused business that cares more about steady profits than explosive scaling. Okay, let's go even deeper. We've got our strategy, but now we need fuel for the fire. The next layer down is the massive data infrastructure that every single AI depends on. Welcome to the engine room. At the very heart of this is the data pipeline architecture. A really good way to think about it is like the digital circulatory system of the entire company. It's the whole structure that controls how data gets collected from all its different sources, moved around, cleaned up, and then delivered exactly where it needs to go. And this circulatory system is basically built from 4 key components. First up, you have ingestion. That's just getting all the raw data in. Then comes processing, where you transform that data to make it useful. Third is storage, delivering it to a destination like a data warehouse. And finally, you have orchestration, which is the brains of the operation, managing the whole flow to make sure it runs smoothly. In the scale we're talking about here, it's just staggering. I mean, take Wix, the website builder. To power all of its real-time personalization, its data platform processes over 70 billion events every single day. Without a rock-solid data pipeline, none of that is even remotely possible. All right, we are now at the base of the iceberg, the deep foundation that everything else rests on. This is the complex world of MLOps, all the professional tools and practices that are required to actually build, deploy, and maintain these AI systems.
So, MLOps, or machine learning operations. What is it? Well, it's basically the industrialization of AI. It takes model creation out of a research lab and turns it into a repeatable, reliable process. If those data pipelines are the circulatory system, then MLOps is the factory floor where the AI models are actually built, tested, and shipped out.
And just like any factory, this one is filled with all sorts of specialized machinery. Now, you don't need to be an expert on every single tool, but it's important to understand the types of work involved, from tracking experiments and versioning your data to deploying models and then observing how they're performing out in the real world. It's a massive operational challenge.
And believe me, the landscape is vast. There are over 90 major tools just in the MLOps space, each handling a different piece of the puzzle. This complexity can be pretty overwhelming, which really begs the question, with so many moving parts, how do you build something that actually works?
And that brings us all the way back up to the surface, to the main takeaway from our journey deep inside the AI iceberg. It turns out it's not just about having the flashiest algorithm.
Here it is. The real secret, the big takeaway, is that successful AI is a holistic system. It is so much more than the model you see at the tip of the iceberg. It's about consciously designing the strategy, the data, and the tools so that every single layer works together seamlessly.
And that leaves us with this final thought. As AI gets more and more powerful, the companies that are going to win won't just be the ones using it. They'll be the ones who deeply understand how all these hidden pieces fit together and why they're building it in the first place. That's the real secret beneath the surface.